Hello guys, welcome back to the another video. In this video we'll look at the building layouts. We'll try to build the landing page of a website, and we'll look at the external CSS. We'll look at some more CSS properties, and we'll try to build a quite elegant looking landing page. So let's start. So here is the page we'll be building in the today's video. So let's start building this. So I have this folder called design at the desktop. Inside this folder I have this index.html file, and I have opened this file inside our text editor. So let's start with our HTML5 template. Okay, so let's give the title design. So first of all, let's add a div. Inside this we'll wrap our elements. So first of all, we'll have a heading. Our heading has the title as we build trust, and then we have a paragraph, and inside this paragraph we have some dummy text, not this much long, but we can take it up to over here. Cool. Now below this paragraph we have a button, so let's add a button. Okay, and this button has the message of explore. Good. And now let's add a style tag to our project, and inside this style tag let me add a body selector. We're adding a we'll get rid of the default margin and padding from the body. If you remember, in my last video I've showed like the body has the default margin and stuff, so we get rid of the default margin and padding. Let me just show you the output of the current code we have just written. So let me just go back and run this file. Okay, it's how currently it looks like. So let me just import Google font. For this you have to visit the website called fonts.google.com, and from there you can choose any font you want. For this I am just choosing this railway font. Click on the font you want and go to select style, and then select the versions you want. Like I want this regular, and okay, it's already selected. I've chosen the regular, the light, and this medium, and this bold one. So click on this icon over here, and you will see the selected styles over here. And in the embed section you can even use the linked version. I am using this import, so you have to put this import inside your style tag. So just copy and paste it over here at the very top inside your style tag, and we have to specify the font family, and you can copy this from here and paste it at the body. So now our body will have this railway font style. So now let me just go back and refresh, and it will fetch the font from Google and it will display as the railway font. Okay, now it's displaying, so our font is working fine. Now let me just introduce you to the external CSS. External CSS is nothing but writing your all CSS inside a separate file, and we do this by link HTML tags. Link HTML tag allow us to attach separate CSS files. Let me just add a style.css file, and we'll have this style.css file inside same directory. So let me just create this file, and you can open this file from here, and we can copy all the stuff from this tag and get rid of this style tag. Save and go back to our CSS file, save, and make sure it is linked at the top over here. And these two things are necessary. Do mind including this, like rel equal to style sheet and this type equal to text slash CSS. So now if I go back and refresh, you'll see no changes. So we have successfully used the external CSS. I want to add CSS for this h1, so you can go into your separate CSS file and select h1, and for this I want the font size to be, let's take it up to 130 pixel and make it text align center. And for the paragraphs I am just selecting this P and make it font size of 25 pixel. Now it's looking perfect. Now let me just add this text center to this paragraph. So let's text aligns center. Okay, so now let me just add a font weight to our H1 heading. This 800 is the maximum value for this bold it will make our heading much bolder. And I want this paragraph to be in light font weight, and let's say 200, and hit refresh. Now we have this. Now let's increase this line height of the paragraph. Let's make it 40 pixels. And now let's add some messages to our button. Let's add a background color of, let me just go to HTML color pickers. I'll link these websites in the description, don't worry, you can get directly from there. So let's pick a color from over here. I'm selecting this good looking blue color from here, and let me add a padding to our button so it appear a bit bigger. So I want the top and bottom padding of 20 pixels and left and right padding of 25 pixels. Let's go back and see what we have. It is actually taking time because it is taking time to load the font from. Okay, so this is how it looks. Let me just increase the font size inside the, and make the top and left padding is 50. And I don't want the border, so let's just turn it off by using the border equal to okay, I forgot the semicolon. Say it none. Let's refresh, and you can see. Let's add a color of white. Let's make it more blue. Okay, now we have to center align this button. We can do this with center tag, but let me just show you how we can do this with CSS. To make our buttons at the center, we can say margin auto, and you will see no changes currently because margin auto only works in display block. So we have to make our button display block, then only it will work. So now you will see the button will be at the center. No, cool. Now let's just add some margin to the side of this page so that we have a better look. So we can add margin to this div container directly. So let's add a div selector, and we can add a margin of not margin, we can actually specify the width, let's say 80%, or maybe you can add a margin directly. No worries. Like top and bottom margin of 20, and left and right padding I want it to be like 5%. Like this 5% will be the percentage of the parent element. Like we have the parent element as body, and the body is taking the full width, so 5% is this much space at the both sides. Okay, now let's add some margin to this button. Let's say margin top 30 pixels, no 30, 60. Let's reduce the font size to 17 and go. Now we have this done with this part. Now let's just add this nav links at the top. To do so, let's add a nav tag, and inside this nav tag we'll have a div, and we will actually have two div, and inside this div, the first div will be to having the brand name of our website, and the other div will have the other links, let's say home, services. We can actually add a class attribute. I'll just show you why I am adding this. Let me just add a class left to this div, and let me add a class of right to this div. But before actually writing CSS rules for our nav, let me just show you how currently our page looks like. Okay, this is how it looks like. So I want this brand name at the left and these three things at the right. That's why I have wrapped these three at the one div and this one brand name at the another div. This is left and this is right. So now let's add some CSS. Let's say nav, and we'll add the padding of top and bottom padding of 30 pixels and left and right padding of 5% of the parent element. And nav is the child parent. Nav is the child of the body actually. So it will like take 5% from left, 5% from right. Okay. Now let me add a background color so that we can spot the difference. If I go back, so this is how it looks like. So let me just get rid of this red color. We don't want it. I just added. So now we can access these divs, these two divs by using this left and right. If you add this class attribute and whatever the value you give over here, remember you cannot give number as a starting. You have to it should be an alphabet at the beginning. So left and right, we can select this left and right like this dot left, and I want this left to float at left, and I want this right to float at right. Now if save and go back, you'll see a difference. As you can see, we have this brand name at the left and these three things at the right. This float property actually works very differently. And this actually making this div left div to float at the left of this parent element, and right float right is making this to float at the right. So now let me just add one more property called nav li. I don't want these bullets at the side, so we can get rid of this using list style type to none. Great. Now I'll save, and to make them align in the same line, we can do display in line, and that's all. We even can add margin, like let's say we don't want top and bottom, but we want left and right. So this is how it looks now. Now let me just quickly add a hover effect to our button. We can do this by adding this hover selector. We can call it this button, and if we go hover, if you do it like this hover, whatever CSS we're gonna be defining over here will gonna appear only if you place the mouse at the top of that. Now let me just add a box shadow property, 0 pixel to the X shift, 0 pixel to the Y shift, but I want the blur, and I want the same color of glow, this blue. Now if I save and refresh, you'll see this glow effect, but I want this is appearing at once. I don't want this. So to add some delay, we can actually add a transition property, and inside this transition we can actually define the timing, like how much time it will take to achieve the effect. So now it is perfectly fine. To add a chin at the top, we can actually add this HR, and if I save and show what this HR does, it actually adds a horizontal rule. So we can even modify this HR, and I don't want this much width, I just only want this 50 pixel, and we can actually change the width, the height of it by using this border property. Let me just make it 3 pixel and solid, and I want this hashtag 5, let's say DDD. Save and go back. Perfectly fine. So this is what so far we have created, and thanks for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. I'll continue building this site in my next coming videos, so stay tuned for those videos, and do hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and like and share this video with your friends. And that's me signing off for the day.